YB stays on your neck.
Yo, my Dans, make sure you hit that like button, comment, subscribe, and obviously hit the bell for notifications. So as you can see on your screen now, Deontay, Beyonce Wilder has reacted to Tyson, Pillow Fist Fury, knocking over the bum in Tom Schwarz. He said, speaking to The Athletic, Wilder said it was a cool performance. It wasn't much of an opponent. I think Schwarz only threw 4 punches. He was a punching bag. 100,000,000%. You know me, I know all you certain haters in there sitting on the sidelines hating. You man are going to be saying, oh, YB, why are you agreeing with Wilder? I told you before, YB is down the middle. People get judged on a case-by-case basis. Let's get, you know what, before I go on, let's get one thing straight from now on. I can agree with anyone. I can disagree with anyone. Yeah? If someone comes to me and says, YB, how do you, out of 10, how high do you rate AJ's cardio? I say 0, no doubt. A fangirl would say, oh, in fact, I know, I've seen fangirls in my comment section saying, oh no, YB, he's not his cardio, he's got great cardio, he's got a great coach, he's got a great game plan. No. His game plan sucked and his cardio sucked. That's that. Simple. Anyway, back to this topic. The only part I don't agree with Wilder on is the first part. It was a cool performance. The performance sucked. Tom Schwarz never left his consciousness. Yeah? When you are a 270-pound man, let's not forget, Fury said himself, oh, yes, I put on 13 pounds. Yes, I'm a fighting man, a good honest Christian man. I put on 13 pounds to feel the power. Yes, I really felt the power. I felt the power in my hands. Yes, I'm a good man, an honest man, a fighting man. Talking about how he put 13 pounds on to feel the power. Where was the power? Where was the power? Yeah? There was none. It was embarrassing. He was teeing off on Schwarz. And bearing in mind, you know, it's not as if Schwarz is some wow. Schwarz is a real tough warrior who loves to stay in there. He fought a D-level opponent and looked for a way out. Yeah? We know that. That's recorded fact. He fought Senagashi and looked for a way out. So we know for a fact, Tom Bum is looking for a way out. We know for a fact he can't wait to get out of there. You don't have to, listen, one thing we do know is, you do not have to do a lot to make Schwarz want to get out of there. You only have to touch him a few times. Fury was hitting him with everything but the kitchen sink. Lefts, rights, up, down, sideways, the whole lot. Overhands, he was throwing him, hitting everywhere. Top, body, middle, everywhere he was hitting him. And Schwarz just stood there, didn't move. Sure, and let's not forget, as I said a minute ago, Fury was bigging up his power. Oh, yes, I put on 13 pounds to really feel the shots. Yes, I really felt the power in my hands. Where was the power in your hands, bro? You weren't doing squat. Yeah? That's what we do know. There was no power to be seen. So no, it wasn't a cool performance. The opponent was shocking. It should never be on TV, by the way. And the worst thing is, it was on pay-per-view. Wow. What is going on here? Fury and Fish Eyes, they all talk about, oh, Anthony Joshua, he's robbing the fans, he's conning the fans, yes, come to meet Tyson Fury, I'm for the fans, yes, I'm a fighting man, all the best for you. He talks crap. You're for the fans and you're putting on a £20 pay-per-view at 4 in the morning to watch that? Seriously, come on. The only way it would have been worse, to be honest, is if it would have gone 12 rounds. I'm not being funny. Anyone who actually is a true fighting man, they wouldn't have been knocked out. As an example, I really respect Francesco Pianetta. He's a true fighting man. He came to fight. He didn't come to fall over. You can tell Tom Schwarz came to fall over because he didn't fight back. Like Wilder just pointed out, he didn't throw more than 4 punches. We know. If you take 30 unanswered punches, you're going to get the fight stopped. Like I said, Tom Schwarz, it doesn't take much for him to want out. He wanted out. Didn't do anything the whole night. Francesco Pianetta, he's a true fighting man. He came to fight and went and egged on Fury, begged him to put him out, but he couldn't do it. Just like Fury couldn't put Schwarz out of his misery. He hasn't got the power in his shots. Simple. Schwarz was a punching bag. And that's how you know as well. This is the embarrassing thing. This is how you know. I've got pure proof that Tom Schwarz is a quitter and that Tom Schwarz quit versus Fury. And I'll tell you how. Look at the Pianetta fight. The Pianetta fight, Fury hit him with pretty much everything and he didn't go down. Look at the Schwarz fight. In fact, scrap the Pianetta fight. All we need to look at is the Schwarz fight. Schwarz has proven himself to be a quitter because look at how the fight ended. Did Schwarz end on his back? Did Schwarz end on his feet, on his knees rather? No, he ended on his feet, which proves Fury was not hitting him hard. If he was hitting him hard, he would have gone over and finished on his back or on the floor. He didn't. He finished fully defending himself and just standing there, which proves he quit. Because anyone with a brain, he could have moved his feet or he could have threw his hands. He chose to stand there and quit and find a way out. And I blame both people, to be fair. It's Fury's fault for not having the ding in his shots to get rid of him. And it's Schwarz's fault for being a quitter. Simple as that. And the embarrassing thing is, I'm going to do an expose on this video in its own right, but Fury had the audacity to come out and kind of take another jab at AJ by saying to Schwarz after the fight, he said, oh, yes, at least you didn't quit. At least you stayed in there and fought like a man. Yes, Schwarz, you fought like a man. He fought like a complete stiff. He fought like a complete shithouse. Useless. Fully, on my mum's life, yeah. I could have done a better job than that. Swear to God. Put me in the ring with Fury. I will do a better job than that, no doubt. Give me a 6-month camp. I promise you I'll do a better job than that. Just standing there. What's that about? These are trained fighters, may I add as well. Trained fighters. Let's not make out Fury as some devastating dude who just pulled off this magical win. And there's a reason he's fighting this level of opponents. There's a reason for that. Why couldn't he? There was people queuing up to fight Fury who were half sharp. Namely, Dylan White was queuing up. Tony Bellend a few years ago was queuing up as well. He doesn't want to fight anyone with a pulse. Anyway, let's now move on to what else Wilder had to say. He then says, Fury did what he was supposed to do. They're trying to promote him up. Sorry, I forgot to do my voice. Yeah, man, Fury did what he was supposed to do. They're trying to promote him up. Same things. Selling this story about him over and over. And over again, yeah. Talking about him as lineal champion. Fury did what he's supposed to do. They're trying to promote him up, saying things, selling this story about him over and over again, talking about him as the lineal champion. It's building him up, but the performance was just okay. I have to agree, the performance was below okay. That level of dude needs to be on the floor when it finishes, no doubt. And the only reason Schwarz went down the first time was because he got cracked on his nose. And when you get cracked on your nose, and I think his nose broke, obviously it's going to startle you. When you hear your nose cracking, it's not a nice sound, I assume. So that's what he didn't get put down because he got hurt. He got put down because when your nose cracks. And Schwarz ain't really about it. Yeah, he's not the first man to have his nose broken. Bearing in mind they're in boxing now, you can say, "Oh, why? But you've never had your nose broken." I haven't. You're 100% correct. However, I didn't sign up for that sport. Let's not forget, Schwarz was the one talking about how he was a German, this and going to do that, and Andy Ruiz and all that sort of business. He came in there to flop over. Useless like a shit he was. 100%. And this is what I mean. Wilder's telling the truth. This is a true embarrassment. I feel there should be a class action lawsuit against ESPN. This fight was marketed as the lineal championship. What sort of... Are you joking? Fair enough, yeah. If Fury had beat Vladimir Klitschko and stayed around. If you want to talk about lineal, you know what, do what you want. He retired. Yeah? It's completely mental, the situation that goes on. Not only was it questionable that Vladimir Klitschko was ever the lineal champion in the first place, Fury beats him. Fury beats a massively questionable lineal champion. Many people, including myself, do not believe Vladimir Klitschko was the lineal champion. But anyway, Fury beats the questionable lineal champion. He then ducks the rematch, which is another thing which invalidates the lineal championship. He then retires for 3 years, which once again invalidates the lineal championship. Comes back, has a draw against Wilder, fights all stiffs. That all of them factors in there also invalidates the lineal championship. Lineal champions don't fight stiffs after having 4 comeback fights. You don't do that. You get stuck in at the top of the division, or at least around the top. And it's not as if you can sit here and say, well, AJ's not fighting the best. The reason AJ hasn't fought the best is because they don't want it. And AJ's gone down and broken down the division methodically. Wilder, no. Fury, no. White, no. Big Bum, no. Simple. Fury's never done that. Fury's got offers coming left, right and centre. Wilder's got offers. Wilder's offers coming from Dylan White and AJ. Left, right and centre, don't want no problems. He wants to fight the old man who's already, the 147-year-old man who's already been knocked out. So in a way, Wilder's a bit of a hypocrite, if I'm honest with you. He's not much better. That said, I will agree, Wilder is he's not as bad as Fury. At least Wilder gets the job done properly. He fights stiffs and knocks them out. And to be fair, Dominic Brazil versus Fury would be a much more interesting fight. That fight would be a proper fight, to be fair. Because at least then, I don't think, there's no way Fury could knock Brazil out. No way. Not in a month of Sundays. Not in a month of Sundays. Anyway, I think that's the end of the video. But listen, ultimately, Wilder's quick to talk, but he's in a bit of a glass house himself. However, I've said this for the longest time. To be fair, this is quite embarrassing. I know Fury fans are going to be hating at this comment, but ultimately, Fury is at the very bottom of the pile here. He smells sweet to everyone. Tell me a heavyweight fighter who doesn't want a piece of Fury. Tell me one. Dillian Whyte, thirsty for it. Dillian Whyte smells the sweetness on Tyson Fury. It's not even funny. I'm starting to smell it myself. I'm not even a boxer. I'm not even a heavyweight boxer, but I can smell how sweet Fury is to other fighters. Dillian Whyte wants him bad. Wilder wants him bad. AJ wants him bad. Ruiz wants him bad. He ain't got no power. He can't hurt no one. And that's why Wilder was signed up to fight Fury, but don't want to fight his number one contender for 600 days. Dillian Whyte's got the power to get it done. And that's what you'll notice about Fury and Wilder. They always navigate the people who are shot, old, out of form, and have no power. We all look at Ortiz, for example. Ortiz has proven absolutely no power. Went life and death with Christian Hammer, which ironically enough, Tyson Fury knocked out Christian Hammer. Do you understand that? A guy with no power knocked him out and Ortiz couldn't get it done. If that doesn't show you how much power Ortiz doesn't have, I don't know what will. But anyway, there's Wilder's reaction. In this occasion, I tend to agree with him, but listen, no doubt, Wilder's already fighting Ortiz, so I don't know what he's talking about. He wants to work. Listen, the only person who's actually fighting good people is Dillian Whyte and AJ. That's the facts of the matter. Dillian Whyte wanted Wilder. Dillian Whyte wanted Fury. The fact that he got Rivas, whose problem is that? That's the other thing. Everyone talks about, Dillian Whyte ducked Ortiz. Dillian Whyte offered Ortiz a headlining pay-per-view, you muppets. Ortiz, the stupid ass, let's not be funny now. Listen, we know Ortiz is as thick as you like. Ortiz and his team are literally one of the thickest teams going in sports. What do we know about his team? And people say, Dillian Whyte ducked Ortiz, but we know, we've got proof that Ortiz's team are retarded. We know factually they turned down 8 million to fight AJ. So is it a stretch to say they turned down 8 to fight AJ? Is it a stretch to say they'd also turned down a headlining card on pay-per-view? No, it isn't. It's absolutely not. This is what Ortiz said. Joshua pussy. Yes, Dillian Whyte pussy. Dillian Whyte Dillian Whyte fight me on Wilder versus Fury undercard. That's what he was saying. Luis Dinosaurus Ortiz, yeah, he wanted Dillian Whyte to leave his pay-per-view headliner and fight on an undercard. Are you joking? What's wrong with these people? But this is the kind of logic they've got. This is the kind of logic Ortiz's team got. They turned down a headlining pay-per-view where you own, you're a shareholder, you own the profits, to fight on an undercard of a dead-ass heavyweight fight in Wilder versus Fury, which we know, factually, the numbers sucked. Yeah? Fact. Wilder versus Fury sucked as a pay-per-view. Two midgets in Errol Spence and Mikey Garcia outperformed it by 20-30%.